Welcome to 7 Days of Silence. In this explainer, we're diving into a genuinely terrifying scenario. What actually happens when the invisible foundation of our entire modern civilization just vanishes? I mean, it sounds like some crazy Hollywood thriller, right? But it's actually grounded in very real, dangerously fragile infrastructure.
Just picture this for a second. You wake up tomorrow morning. You do what you probably do every single day, right? You reach over, grab your phone, and tap the screen. But nothing loads. At first, you're probably thinking, oh, my Wi-Fi is acting up again. You try switching to cellular data. Still nothing. You look outside, the world looks completely normal. But what you don't realize yet, the entire world has just gone completely offline.
We're talking about a total, absolute blackout. No Google to search for what's wrong. No YouTube to check the news. No GPS for your morning commute. No WhatsApp to even text your family. And the first few minutes, they actually feel kind of normal. Millions of people are just sitting in their living rooms, furiously refreshing their apps, restarting their routers, probably cursing their service providers, completely unaware of the massive global blackout that is silently struck.
Just try to wrap your head around the sheer scale of this event. 7 billion people. 7 billion people completely disconnected at the exact same moment. It's almost impossible to comprehend that level of sudden, absolute isolation.
So let's move into hour 1, the cascading failure.
Right, so as the clock ticks past those first few minutes, the real nightmare begins. Step 1, stock markets instantly freeze. High-frequency trading, it just stops dead. Step 2, airlines completely lose communication with their towers, grounding flights worldwide. Step 3, millions of online businesses fail instantly. Somewhere deep inside these massive, heavily air-conditioned data centers, glowing lights are suddenly flashing red. Engineers are absolutely panicking as global networks collapse in real time.
Because here's the thing we often forget. The internet isn't just, social media and memes. It's the critical lifeline controlling our actual physical world. Hospitals suddenly lose access to life-saving digital patient records. Banks are physically unable to process the trillions of dollars flowing through the economy. Government networks go completely dark. Even the monitors keeping our electricity grid stable. The traffic lights preventing mass accidents, they all begin to fail and desynchronize.
Which brings us to the hidden underwater secret.
So, here is a terrifying reality check. 95% of the internet? It does not come from satellites floating safely up in space. No, it travels through incredibly fragile physical fiber optic cables resting thousands of miles underwater. Our entire wireless world is literally bound by physical threads. And these massive cables linking our continents, they are incredibly vulnerable. I mean, they're at the mercy of deep-sea earthquakes, dragging ship anchors, and even intentional sabotage. If a coordinated attack or a major natural disaster damaged just a few of these key arteries at once, entire continents would lose global communication instantly. The cord would literally be cut.
But honestly, there is an even bigger danger lurking right above us in space, a massive solar superstorm. And we've actually seen this before. Back in 1859, a massive solar flare hit Earth. It's known as the Carrington event. It was so insanely powerful that telegraph systems failed globally. Operators literally reported sparks flying from their machines, and papers were spontaneously catching on fire.
Now, the stakes today have completely changed. I mean, in 1859, the Carrington event sparked some wires, sure, but we didn't rely on electricity to survive. If a storm like that hit today, it wouldn't just spark some wires. It would absolutely destroy the delicate circuits of satellites in orbit, completely break the global GPS network, and catastrophically overload the very power grids that are keeping modern civilization alive.
Okay, let's jump forward. Day 3, global chaos.
As you'd expect, the initial confusion degrades incredibly fast. Hour 1 was just, digital confusion. But by hour 24, modern supply chains, which rely entirely on this just-in-time digital logistics system, they completely freeze. Trucks literally don't know where to go. Cargo ships can't dock, and by day 3, that confusion turns into dangerous chaos, as desperate panic buying sweeps through every single major city.
Here is the grim reality of day 3 on the ground. ATMs, they stop working entirely. All those numbers in your bank account, that digital wealth becomes absolutely useless without a network to verify it. Fuel stations become violently crowded as the digital pumps fail. And worst of all, fear spreads way faster than facts. Without mass communication, rumors just run wild, and governments severely struggle to control the escalating panic because, well, their own networks are crippled.
In major cities, everything literally just stops. Millions of people who depend entirely on apps for their food deliveries, their transportation, navigation, their daily work, they are suddenly stranded in a totally paralyzed society. The modern hustle and bustle is just completely replaced by absolute gridlock and a whole lot of uncertainty.
This all exposes the scariest part, the human dependency.
I want you to ask yourself, honestly, take a second and really think about it. With absolutely no maps to navigate, no online payments to buy food, and no instant communication to check on your loved ones, could you actually survive for a week? How much of your basic daily survival is currently outsourced to a server you've never even seen?
Let's look at the global impact. We are talking billions of dollars, vanished into thin air every single day, because modern economies are just so deeply intertwined. A localized failure? It won't stay local for long. Financial markets would panic globally, supply lines would rot right at the ports, and unprecedented economic damage would spread like a virus across the entire planet.
But beyond the money, there is the psychological silence.
Look at the stark contrast here. On one side, our reality today. Constant notifications, those little dopamine hits, endless scrolling, instant updates. But on the other side, total, deafening silence, complete isolation. For the first time in years, billions of people would lose their digital hive mind and literally be forced to sit entirely alone with their own thoughts.
So, there are kind of two paths this massive psychological shift could take, right? On the bright side, humanity might actually rediscover real face-to-face conversations. We could build tangible, real-world communities completely outside of glowing screens. But the terrifying alternative is this. Could society actually stay calm long enough to enjoy that peace? Or would primal fear and panic destroy social order first? It's a really haunting thought, isn't it? The end of the world as we know it wouldn't be loud. No massive explosions, no zombies, no alien invasion. Just silence. And while a total, long-lasting global shutdown might be highly unlikely, things like partial collapses, solar storms, and coordinated cyber attacks, those are very real threats. They prove that our fast-paced, highly advanced civilization is dangerously fragile. We are basically balancing a heavy world on a very, very thin wire.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought to ponder. If the digital world went entirely dark tomorrow morning, how would we react? Could you survive the silence, or would chaos consume us all immediately? Thanks for exploring this terrifying scenario with me in today's explainer. Now seriously, go back up your data, just in case.